Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I've learned as I've grown into the person that I am today. And I thought I would do something different today, and that is that I thought that I would see where the universe is speaking to me. This is something that I like to do on a regular basis, is just kind of open the book to whatever the universe is telling me to go, and then see what the message is that I'm supposed to hear. I just hope that I remember when that date comes up, not to reread it and do that meditation. So you might get a double meditation about the same thing, and I probably will say two completely different things the second time that I read it. But, well, I think from these books, the two Melody Baby books, I probably read these so much over the last 2 years that people are like, oh my God, I remember that meditation. So let's do this today with a year of positive thinking and see what the universe is speaking to us. Oh, it just went to July. I guess that means I'm ready for July. Okay. Let's see. June 29th, my birthday. Should we do that one? I feel like I've already read that one. Let's do another one. Okay, July 19th. Let me get my reading glasses. Hold on a second. July 19th, let go now. Let go of that thing that you've held on to for far too long, that emotion that keeps you closed off, that job that makes you feel lost inside, or that person who doesn't serve your highest self. Whatever it is that you find yourself begrudgingly holding on to, let it go. Even if letting go means just taking the first step in the direction of change, go toward it. Letting go will look different for each of us, and letting go is a process. Not sure what it is you need to let go of? Take a long, deep breath, look directly into a mirror, and ask yourself. Speaking to our own image has a way of bringing to awareness the things that may be hidden in your unconscious. I'm sitting here, and as I'm reading this, I'm thinking to myself, I need to actually do this activity later. I need to really kind of like think. This is an example of evaluation. I need to really think about this later and think, okay, what are some things right now that I just like need to let go of, you know? And I think at any given time, there are things that always in our lives that we need to let go of. And there's a recovery slogan that is let go, let God. You don't have to be a spiritual person to believe that. You know, like a lot of people in recovery they don't believe in a higher power, and that's okay. You know, it's like, then let the universe be, you know, or good orderly direction is what a lot of people say. I love this meditation because I think, like I was telling Tanya this the other day, we were talking about like peace and serenity in our lives, and I often say that peace and serenity are not luxuries for me today. Like I have to live in peace and serenity, right? But I was telling her that there was like a long time that I felt like these character defects or just stuff, feelings and emotions that I had, or anger or resentments, were like these chains that were just, you know, like dragging me down like Marley's ghost from, you know, A Christmas Carol. And she got laughing, and I said, no, but that's like really how I see it, you know, is I really see myself like these chains of emotion, you know, just like dragging me down. And it's like something has occurred in the last 2 years where it's like little by little I've let go of those chains and I feel free, you know? And it's such like, it's just such a feeling of liberation, you know, to feel like, okay, I don't allow myself to get angry about this anymore, or I don't allow myself to this person to have power over me anymore, or I don't allow myself to feel this resentment anymore and to let it go. And that's where inventory and, you know, evaluation and prayer, gratitude, meditation, you know, positivity, affirmations in my life are so important in practicing the letting go of those things, you know? And that's where I say it's not a religious thing. It doesn't even have to be a spiritual thing, you know? Although there are a lot of people that I know that practice God boxes in recovery. Here's a little activity for you if you're looking for something to do. And if you are a spiritual person, I think it makes it easier, but you don't have to be. And a God box is literally, you can just get a shoe box or, you know, an old tissue box or whatever and cover it up, or you don't have to do anything with it, right? And what you do is you write down, like let's say if you're, you know, fought with mom or something like that, and you want to let go this anger that you have towards something, like maybe that's a deeper situation that you need to see somebody, you know, professionally about. But let's just say if it's like a resentment about something silly, you know, you take it, you write it down, and you put it in this God box. And that's a way of like physically letting it go. And so you can like physically witness yourself letting this thing go in the, you know, in the God box. And I've known a lot of people that that's really worked for. I think for me, it's really about working through whatever it is, and realizing when I've come to the end of it. I don't know why this analogy, this is so silly, of like corn on the cob comes to mind. Okay, so first of all, I just have to tell you, I love corn. I do not love corn on the cob, okay? I love street corn, but I like it when it's taken off the cob. I don't like eating corn on the cob. And I think that it comes from when I had braces, because I would always get the corn stuck in my teeth. I don't know why it's different off the cob than it is. But I know people that love corn on the cob, right? And I've obviously, living in Indiana, had my fair share of corn on the cob. It's like at every barbecue, you know, little corn on the cob with the little two ears of corn on either end that you eat it like that, right? But there is a point when you realize, okay, there's no corn left on this cob. It's done. Like, I'm done with it. I have to let it go now. Like, I have to go throw it away. You don't just continue sucking on the corn cob forever and ever eternity. Amen. You just don't. Like, there comes a point when you realize this is done. Have you ever felt like that with an emotion? Have you ever felt like that with a resentment or a piece of anger or something that's not doing you any good? Have you ever done that with something in your life where it's literally like you have taken off each kernel of corn off this cob? You have gotten the most that you can get out of it. And maybe it's a positive thing too, but it's time to let it go, you know? I think often in relationships, that's how I have felt, you know, whether they were romantic relationships or friendships or whatever, I would feel like it still doesn't feel over yet. It still doesn't feel closed, right? And then there have been other relationships where I have felt like, yeah, it's done. It's over. Like, it's come to the end, and there's nothing more, and not in a negative way and not in a blaming way. Like, I'm, you know, part of that as well, but saying like, there's nothing to be gained out of this anymore. Like, it's time for me just to let this go and move forward in life and bid farewell and, you know, wish the other person the best. And I hope that you have the best life. I hope that I have the best life. I wish you peace and serenity, and let's move on. I think often we think of this letting go thing as being such a negative thing in life. You know, it's not. It's not at all. It's letting go of these chains, letting go of these this emotional, you know, history that we continue to rework and rework and rework and rework over and over and over and again in our heads. And I think really it goes back to this Oprah idea of forgiveness, where she says, forgiveness is accepting that what happened in the past happened. Not that what happened was okay. It doesn't mean that what happened was okay. But accepting that what happened, happened, okay? That's the letting go part. And now, what are you going to do about it? I do not want, like, you know, just doing this inventory with my sponsor, so if you've been watching my vlog, I think I talked about it on here too. We did 9 hours of inventory. 9 hours, okay? We really, like, dove deep into some stuff, okay? We really looked seriously at some relationships in my life, you know, from all my life to just recently and things like that. And we're not done. We still have more to do. And in looking at it, I told her, I said, I don't want to come back and revisit this. Like, I want to look at this stuff. I want to go forward and have healthy relationships with, you know, all these people and people in my life and whatever. I want to look at my part in it, and I want to look at that and grow. I don't want to continue to revisit this over and over and over in my head, okay? Have you had a situation like that in your life where you continue just over and over and over and over and over again? You play it out and play out the different possibilities that could have happened, and, well, what if this, and what if that, and what if that, and blah, 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 whatever, until you're going crazy, and it's not doing you any good. And that's where people are renting space for free in your head, and you're losing your mind, and it's like you're playing this out. It's like, I have to let it go. I have to let it go and move through it and just have a good life and wish that person or that situation to just have no power over me anymore, you know? But it's so hard, isn't it? It's so hard to just get to that point where you're like, I'm not going to continue to like borrow this for the rest of my life. But I think that's where we have to work through situations and be honest about our feelings and our emotions attached to it, but also look at what was my part in that. What's my accountability? What could I have done differently, you know? And what can I do differently moving forward? And sometimes, what I can do differently is not holding on to it. Sometimes what I can do differently is letting it go, you know? So anyway, let me know what you think about that meditation. I love you guys. I hope you're having a fantastic weekend, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.